I already know today's going to be a bit unhinged. Hello, I'm Kennie JD, content creator, nosy bitch, as well as indie musician.
What's up, man? It's Sean Pecos, the ultimate dot connector.
And welcome to Connect the Dots.
Connect the Dots is an incredibly special set of conversations where we discuss not only what happens on the court, in the booth, or behind the scenes, but also take an unfiltered look at stardom and culture.
You can't learn funny in school. You can learn comedy. I know plenty of people went to school to get a background.
We get to know who people are, what drives them, inspires them, motivates them, makes them into fully fleshed out people. A real humanistic look at those you know and love.
If I wasn't a comedian, I'd be a professional sugar daddy.
Aficionado.
So here's the story. Hey, that's how we got it edited out.
Shoutouts to our partners C4 Smart Energy and PrizePicks. Love you all.
Hello, it's Kennie JD here with my co-host, Sean Pecos. And we're here with Connect the Dots in Indianapolis All-Star Weekend. And we have a very special impromptu episode with the GOAT of sports talk, the king of ESPN, the one, the only, Stephen A. Smith. And we know that you're going to absolutely enjoy this episode. We talked about everything from sports to politics to his life in journalism. And it's a very special one. And that's All Stars, baby. You never know what you're going to get. So we're going to send it off. We know you're going to love it.
Yo, connect the dots, man.
Connecting the dots.
Kenny JD.
This is a big
Stephen
one.
A. Smith.
It's a big one.
We got the whale. You know when they tell you go get the whale? We got the whale.
First
First of all, thank you, my brother.
Man,
Thank
please.
you so much
We
for
really
coming.
appreciate that.
Your name again?
Kenny JD.
All right.
Detroit, University
Absolutely.
of Michigan
Okay.
graduate.
Thank you.
Okay,
She's
my
a-
condolences, to the basketball.
The
It's been rough.
Football.
Been rough over the last few weeks. We held the national championship.
Yeah, football.
Major props there.
There you go.
Okay.
You know, but
And sad about, Lions. They were so close. So close.
They
but
blew that. I mean,
Yeah,
that was theirs.
yeah.
I mean, they were running all over San Francisco and then forgot to run the damn football the second half. I'm like, why? Keep running it.
Like, I was watching the first half and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to jinx it if I keep looking. And then I came back, well, never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess I should have
Should have
watched.
watched.
Okay.
Should have watched.
All right.
I'm Sean Pecos from Bronx, born and raised. You know what I mean? Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Man, my pleasure.
I just got a question, though. Would you imagine what Vegas would have looked like if Baltimore and Detroit was in the Super Bowl?
That's kind of scary. I said it. I alluded to it on TV. I was like, Lord, it'd be a different flavor. It'd have been a different flavor up there.
About
We
to tuck
all
your
know
chain
it.
in
We all
and-
know it. You know, tuck your damn chain in. Tuck it in.
Like the
Yeah.
reoccurring joke I had amongst my family was that if we won a Super Bowl, that is like the fifth horseman. Like Jesus is coming that night. So I'm making sure that I have all my
Yes.
ducks in a row because it's the apocalypse. It's happening.
I took a lot of heat when I was on First Take because I was talking and the people misconstrued it, but I ain't have time to kind of, it was like, listen, I speak fluent English. I said what I said, and y'all don't act like y'all don't understand. What I was saying was I talked about how the Lions being successful is doing a lot for that area because, the reality is that area needs help. And people got offended about that in Detroit. And I'm like, downtown is spectacular. The burbs, I get it, but you drive by a lot of spots in Detroit. Do you not see what I see?
Yeah, I saw
It
that.
looks third world status.
Status, yeah.
And I said we got too many politicians talking nonsense, but they ain't handling their business because you ain't supposed to be looking like that.
Right.
Like you go to the Bronx, you can go to Brooklyn, stuff like that. Again, you got poor, impoverished neighborhoods, but it's active. Right. It looks alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't look like a desert town where
Right,
you
Ghost
wandering.
town.
Like a ghost town. It doesn't look like that.
That's right.
And in Detroit, in certain parts, it does.
Yes.
And I'm like, I wasn't saying that to chide the city. I was saying that, let's pay some attention to this to make sure that the people that are in these surrounding areas are looked out for and aren't ignored. That was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. Right.
I guess that leads me into one question I particularly had was being that you're so opinionated and you get opinions back to you that are good, positive, or negative heat. How do you deal with that? Like, how do you internalize that or don't?
Which you do a great job, by the way.
I appreciate it. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. I think the scary part about it for people dealing with me that don't know my background is that it doesn't faze me at all, not even a little bit. And for those who know me, know why. Too many people are looking at the YouTube generation that we're in, where everybody got a channel or everybody got a podcast. Over 70,000 podcasts that are in existence at this moment and stuff like
Little
that.
Birdie told me you got good YouTube numbers, by the way. They heard you kill
Well,
them.
I'm gonna do what I do. but what I'm saying is, what they're all missing is what my training is. I went to school and majored in mass communications. I started out my career as a newspaper journalist. I interned at the Winston-Salem Journal and then the Atlanta Journal-Constitution and the Winston-Salem Chronicle before I did the daily Winston-Salem Journal. And that was when I was writing for the school newspaper. And then after that, I started out as an editorial assistant during the day for the Greensboro News and Record newspaper. And then in the aftermath of all of that, I would cover high school sports. And what people are missing is that when you're in the newspaper industry, we all aspired to be general sports columnists. When you're a general sports columnist, you have the license to editorialize and give your opinion. What this generation doesn't realize is that as recently as 2003, 2005, 2008, you didn't have a license to give your opinion. You had to become a columnist. Okay, sports talk radio kicked in, and if you didn't have a radio show, what avenue did you have, or platform did you have to give your opinion? In the newspaper industry, when I was named a general sports columnist for the Philadelphia Inquirer in 2003, I was the 21st African American in this nation's history to be named a general sports columnist. What that means is that in the world of sports, only 20 people preceded me as recently as 2003 in this nation's history that had a license to give their opinion. People forget that. So it's like when I find myself challenged by folks, the challenge for me is to recall they're not professional journalists. They don't know any better. They don't know my history. They don't know what I come from. They don't know that my battles, of course I wasn't alone. Of course I wasn't the pioneer. Of course there were a plethora of people who came before me. But what they don't know is people like me, Mike Wilbon, Ralph Wiley, William C. Roden, Kevin Blackistone, J.A. Adonde, the list goes on and on. There were black columnists who fought for others to have the opportunity, not foreshadowing that this all would happen where you'd have podcasts and YouTube channels and stuff like that. But when that didn't exist, we was out there fighting for the right to express an opinion because the only people who were in a position to express opinions were white males, with the occasional white female sprinkled here, there, 2 or 3 of them that was allowed to give their opinion. That's 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Wow.
It's 20 years ago. So when people come at me, I'm like this. I forgive you for what you do not know. You have no idea that it's people like me that helped position you to be able to express your ignorant ass opinion. They have no idea. It was me that did that and a bunch of others. We fought for this.
Wow, that's crazy. Do you feel like going through a professional phase of getting initially fired from ESPN and then coming back to be the face of ESPN, right? Because to us, I don't care what anybody says. I know a lot of guys on every level that we have friends, Hov, OG, or Molly, everybody, but a bunch of people, CC. But all of us wake up every day and look at ESPN. So first thing we turn on and the last thing we turn on. My wife makes fun of me. She goes, I've never seen you group me out in front of people before. Every time I see ESPN analysts at Hannah Storm's Christmas party, I'm that's the only ones that I actually take pictures with. That's a big responsibility. Because what my point is that you don't only hold what you do for one demographic, you're a global face for this company on every aspect, black, white, young, older. That's a big responsibility. And for you to be able to hold that, how do you do that as well as keep your professionalism?
Look, man, it's like God has blessed me tremendously. Let's get that out the way. the greatest blessing he ever gave me was my mom, because I could have been born by different, by a different mom, and I believe that my mother, who passed away in 2017, is the greatest woman I've ever known. And so, the standard that she holds me to, I strive to continue, because I hear her voice in my head every day. There isn't a day that goes by that I'm doing something, saying something, or whatever, and I don't hear Mama, talking to me. And so that plays a role. My family, my 4 older sisters, 15 nieces and nephews, now 2 daughters, and understanding what a man is supposed to be, because my father was not that man, determined not to be him, and not to ever put a woman through the things that he put my mother through. That all plays a role. The streets blessed me, man, because being raised in Hollis, there's certain codes. You know this, man. It's like real knows real. And I always like people. I don't really advertise it, but I like people to see who I'm cool with and who my boys are. Because if you know anything about them, you know what they won't tolerate.
Right.
I would never be their boy if I was made of a different ilk. It's one thing to grow up with cats. That's a given. They can vouch for you. Y'all all grew up together. You go to school, you go to college. That's a different set of boys. But when I sit up there and say OG Juan is my man, Kai's is my man, Hove is my man.
That's right.
You know what they made of? Do you know what they made of? Because if you do, you understand they ain't gonna be that way with you if you some sucker. You see what I'm saying? And covering basketball, you got all of these cats, these superstars that you cool with. I've always been cool with. Shaq's my brother, D-Wade's my man, Kobe, God rest his soul. That was my dog. The whole bit, AI, and stuff like that. But you know who I was really, really tight with? Derek Coleman.
Syracuse, baby.
Charles Oakley.
Ooh, we know about the Oak. You don't want no problems with
people
no
like
smoke with
that.
the Oak.
You don't
That's
want
right.
no smoke with cats like that. You can't be cool with them if you some sucker.
That is
you see
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? And so it's like that kind of stuff carries on, and it's like it's important for me to be with cats. I can't. I've been blessed and incredibly blessed to have the success that I've had. I've got Bob Iger for Disney on speed dial, the president for ESPN on speed dial, and
By the way,
power brokers who know me and talk to me all the time.
That's right.
Mad respect for them, mad appreciation for their contribution to my life, my career, et cetera, et cetera. But I never feel home unless I'm with us.
That's right.
And home for me is like the people that I mentioned. When I'm around them and they see me, they give me a hug, and they calling me to pop shit to me or whatever. It's like
There's no agenda.
It's no agenda, man.
Just want to talk shit.
It's no agenda.
That's right.
And I remember I made news one time, for example, and to give you an example of the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, I made news one time because I made an appearance on the Sherry Shepherd Show. I was promoting my book, Straight Shooter, my memoir.
Bestseller,
Straight
by the way.
Shooter, thank you. Straight Shooter memoir, Second Chances, First Takes. And they had me on a show. And Sherry Shepherd was like, I don't want this to be a typical show. I want you to treat this like First Take. So if I bring up a subject, I want you to turn it into a debate for me. So I go out on stage, and she brought up Rihanna. I said, I love Rihanna. I bought her album. She gets my money. Mad love for her. Wishing her nothing but the best come Super Bowl performance. But you do know there's only one Beyonce. And somebody like Blue Navy's after you. I was like, what the hell's Blue Navy? What's Blue Navy? I had no clue. I'm thinking Navy, like literally SEALs, Navy SEALs, and the U.S. military.
I'm
like, what? I had no clue.
Shit.
I'm a grown ass man. And I'm like, I ain't heard no Blue Navy.
In the south of France, you got submarines.
I ain't never heard no Blue Navies. I'm like, what the hell is that? And they're telling me that. And then now, people who will remain nameless. Hollywood stars, couple of cats pissed off at me, going off, complaining, never spoke to me again. Right? And I'm like, y'all messing around with each other? Son, what the hell's going on here? Why would that be something that makes you upset? Right? Months later, Hove and I was on the phone. Hove was like, quote, simple and plain, my dog. He said, you family. That's family. That's too close. for you to say that.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I said, I didn't know. He said, I know. Done.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Night,
It's
night.
like, because now you say, in other words, it's a business, it's a part of it. You don't know how she'll receive it,
That's right.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That's right.
And that's all he had to say.
Right.
I appreciated that. Now,
That's
it
right.
wasn't a month later. He wasn't mad at me or nothing like that. But he was just saying that to me. It would have been nice if the others had just said, yo, I didn't know.
Right,
because
right.
I'm thinking, well, damn it, if they family, what the hell is Beyonce? What the hell is Beyonce? Is she a visitor? Yes, you know she is, right? You know what I'm saying? Ain't she family?
Right.
So I'm big up in family. I'm not thinking anything like that. But I'm just saying it's like, the point that I'm bringing up is that when you have those kind of relationships,
Yes.
to me, you have an obligation to educate before you hate.
Right.
Like, if you tell me something and I disregard it and I don't care how you feel, that's a different problem. Because it's not about what I said or did. It's about how I'm reacting to how you feel.
Right.
And family and friends and brothers and sisters don't do that to one another.
That's right.
But if I don't know and you educate me,
That's right.
right? Then I'm enlightened. You know I'm enlightened. You know I wasn't intentional. Peace and love.
Right.
We all good. And on far too many occasions, we don't see people that have a willingness to do that. And I say all of that to say, I carry all of that with me. And when you talk about ESPN, you're talking about Disney. You're talking about the white establishment of corporate America in terms of the big fish, the worldwide leader, and all. I'm not talking about ESPN Network. I'm talking about all of them.
Right.
But ESPN's the big fish. And I'm the face of it.
Right.
And I walk around understanding that there's a level of responsibility and culpability that I walk with every single day, because no matter how much people try to tell you otherwise, they try to dissuade you from embracing that responsibility. They try to be you, be real, be 100% authentic. Yeah, but that doesn't mean be real dumb. It doesn't mean be real stupid. It doesn't mean be real irresponsible. It doesn't. All of those come with it. And that's what I hold on to, because it's not just about me. It's about all the people I have the potential to benefit if I do things the right way. And that responsibility doesn't faze me. It's a challenge, but it doesn't faze me because I'd rather be something than nothing.
Nothing. You know what's crazy when I look at you and you speak, right? Like, my mother died of cancer 2016, right?
Yep.
I'm a girl dad like yourself, and I was raised by nothing but strong women, my aunts, my mother, my grandmother, and them. And it's so crazy because as being somewhat like the men in the only household, right?
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to that, it makes you feel like you can do nothing but be honest and tell the truth.
Right.
Because we're around strong women, they can see through our bullshit. It's not like, you know what I'm saying?
No question.
Your mom or your sisters be like, all right,
Yeah.
you fucking lying,
That's right.
bullshit.
That's right.
That as a man, it had to teach you from a responsible place to be responsible for your words. If you say you're gonna do something,
Right.
you do it.
Yeah.
Because where we come from, I'm from the Bronx, you from Queens.
Right. Born in
And-
the Bronx, though.
Yeah, I heard
right,
that, born in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where the swag comes from. That's the VX in you.
I'm
right
thinking
there.
it right now, though. I'm
I
thinking it
see,
right
I see.
You know?
You just got flown in from somewhere, right, Steve?
No, I flew it in.
This looking fabric looking important, though. You know what I'm saying? But it's so crazy because you're right. To women, you can't lie. They teach you how to respect women. They teach you how to treat these situations with being honest and truthful. And me as a person and as a young guy coming up in this industry, music and sports, I want to always thank you for that. And I'll tell you a funny story about this man. 15 years ago, I'm at the Garden.
Yeah.
And we had a Knicks game, and I was upstairs, and I was like, at that time, that's before I got cool with hoes, so I really wasn't floor seating. That's
Right.
know,
Not yet. It wasn't Rock Nation at that time. You know what I'm saying?
I was still
he's on the
100,
other side.
200
He's on the other
section, you know
side.
what I'm
of that.
But I
Right.
walk out onto the concession stand, and who do I see? Stephen A. chilling, talking to people like, and I went up. You didn't know me from nowhere. Me and you and OG hadn't met yet. Back room days of 40-40. But I went up to you and I just say, Steven, I just want to say what's up. And you just said hello and was kicking it. We didn't know each other, but it was so nice because in my mind, I'm looking at him like, this is the God. I'm a sports guy, and I respect journalism. I respect hard work. And I'm like, he didn't have to say that to me. You know what I'm saying? And you gave me a hug, and we talked basketball. You didn't shy me away. First of all, I just want to say thank you for that, brother. And even with your continued success, I can see now why that is, because you've always been a very humble person, and I love and respect
Well, I mean,
that.
it's like, listen, man, I work hard.
Yeah, you do.
I work hard.
Yes, you do.
Ain't nothing special about me.
Yep.
I work hard.
Yep.
And I've been fortunate and blessed enough to achieve. Now, when people see me a bit put offish, I got a couple of pet peeves. I can't stand a drunk ass person coming to me. I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe it's because it reminds me of some of the stuff my father used to do. Maybe it's something else. But I can't. As a black man, I think that it's incredibly challenging and self-deprecating for you to compromise your alertness. I don't like drugs. I don't like alcohol. But if you doing it around family, we got family party at the house. I don't care about all that. I'm talking about when you out in public settings.
Right.
You don't know who's next to you, behind you, in front of you, whatever, and you are you come across like that. That bothers me, right? And I also am true to character from the standpoint that I'm not trying to fight anybody. I'm not that dude. I don't want conflict, but I ain't scared of it.
Right.
And if you roll up on me wrong, I'm gonna let you know that was the wrong way to roll up on me.
Right.
That's just how I am.
Right.
And so, the level of patience, but to my brothers, my Latino brothers, my sisters as well, the brothers and sisters, I mean, I'm not anti anything, but I just love us. I mean, I just do. I love the things that I even hate about us as blacks and Latinos. I just love everything about us. I mean, it's like
It feels like home.
It just does, and that's the way that I've always been. So when cats like I could sit up there and the people that are fawning like over me and want the pictures, I'm never comfortable with that. But when you got brothers who can be straight up Negroes when they roll up on you, I don't know how to explain it. I'm more comfortable with them. That's my ilk. It's like because they're rolling up on me, and I'm when you see them hardcore cats, looking like killers, ain't scared of nothing, ain't worried about nothing. I mean, and usually the hell I got my business to handle. This is how they are, blah blah blah, and then they see you. That love, I don't know how to explain it. But when I see them and they give me that kind of love, nothing makes me feel better because I don't care how high I climb. That's right. I always want to be able to go to Hollis. I always want to be able to go to the Bronx. I always want to be able to go to Brooklyn. It's just me. And when I see that, seeing him, it was how he rolled up on me. It was like, I like that. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. As opposed to somebody, oh my Lord, oh my goodness. He's like, go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We are excited to announce that C4 Smart Energy is the official energy drink sponsor of the Connect the Dots podcast. It's harder than ever these days to stay focused with endless distractions and shorter attention spans. It can feel impossible to stop scrolling and actually get work done. Thankfully, C4 Smart Energy has reinvented the energy drink game with C4 Smart Energy, the only energy drink clinically proven to provide enhanced mental focus. C4 Smart Energy is formulated with 200 milligrams of natural caffeine from green coffee beans, plus potassium, niacin, vitamin B12, to help support well-being and help you feel your best, all while boosting metabolism and promoting fat burn. From your brain to your body, C4 Smart Energy is the energy drink that does it all and tastes amazing. C4 Smart Energy is available at Target, Amazon, and anywhere else you get energy drinks. Go grab a can and share on social media, tagging C4 Energy and the Connect the Dots podcast to show us how smart energy helps you stay focused wherever you are. C4 Smart Energy, stay focused.
I'll tough it out. I did want to ask, considering you speak so, it's even the way that you speak, you can tell that your politics bleeds into every place that you go to.
Okay.
And I was curious to what degree, while you were at ESPN and actually coming back to ESPN, where you find politics naturally exists within your career. Is it just because you feel like you have such a responsibility to?
It's a combination of a lot of things. Number one, you know how we are.
Yeah.
As black folks, okay? As minorities, blacks or Latinos, it's very, very important that people understand this. I tell white folks this all the time. You come to work with a job to do. We come to work with a responsibility.
Yeah.
When Trayvon Martin got shot, that was not a sports story at all. It didn't stop black people from rolling up on me on the streets. What you gonna say, Stephen A? You gonna say something? This is the expectation. Why? Because our voices have been muted. Our voices have been muted for so long. We didn't have one. We were denied the opportunity and the platforms that our white counterparts have to really express ourselves and eloquent and articulate our positions. And as a result of that, there's a few of us that have that opportunity, everyone wants you to speak up for them. So we have to get that part out of the way because there's a responsibility in that regard. And then for me personally, as a black man, I'm disgusted with some of the things that I see. Like, there are Republicans that are racist, okay? It certainly appears to be that way, right? I hate when we say that. Because the implication is Democrats, they
are. Yes. I see what you mean.
No, there's some of y'all over there too.
No, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, Robert Byrd, who died at the age of 97, that was on Capitol Hill until his 90s, he was the former head of the KKK. That was a Democrat. That was a Democrat. And there were an abundance of elected officials from the Democratic Party who were associated with the KKK and white supremacy. That is a fact. And so when I think about it from that standpoint, what I'm trying to get us to do, and I certainly don't have a monopolization on it. I don't have a monopoly on it, rather. I don't have dominion over it. I'm certainly not the smartest brother in the world, not the most informed brother in the world when it comes to the political stratosphere or whatever. But I try to provoke us to exercise our common sense. So what I would do is I would give speeches, and I would go like, for one election, I wish every black person would vote Republican. How could he say that? How could he say that? Very, very simple. 1964, after Lyndon B. Johnson took over because Robert F. Kennedy got assassinated, or John F. Kennedy, got assassinated in 1963. He takes over the presidency, and there were Dixiecrats back then. That's what they were called. And these were people, in some cases, who were adamantly opposed to civil rights. Republicans pushed it and got it to the desk of the Democratic president at that time. And Lyndon B. Johnson, according to various reports, said, we passed this legislation, we'll have the Negroes voting for us for the next 50 years. And from what I was told, he didn't use the word Negro. And what happened? Lo and behold, he did it, and we voted, vast majority of the community has voted Democrats ever since. Well, what does that mean? Democrats know they're going to get your vote, so they take you for granted. Republicans know they're not going to get your vote, so they disregard you and look for some others as a constituency so they can get in the office. And the only race of people who are devoid of representation is us, because neither is taking our side. Somebody will show up once every 4 years and give us a good speech and talk to us about how meaningful we are, whatever, and give us lip service, and they spent decades doing this. My point is, what happened to common sense? Flatter me. You want a house, you want a home, you want a car, you want clothing. You don't just buy it. You buy clothes, you want to see how it fits. You buy a house, you want to scan, you want to walk through it. You got a car, you want to test drive it, right? How come the same can't be said and done with politicians? Flatter me. Show me what you got. I might vote the other side, but I'm going to pay attention to what you're saying and what case you're making, because I want to become more edified. And the more edified I become, the more knowledgeable I'm going to be. And the more knowledgeable I become, the more informed I will be to make the proper decision as to what policy, not person, but policy, best affects me and my community. And why is that relevant? Because you take that and then you parlay that with everything that's going on in the world of sports. That's what you do. You're talking about athletes. You're talking about how they're projected, the imagery that's put forth out there about them, how that information is disseminated, what's projected, how are they perceived, what are people saying about them, what is this materialized into? Is it beneficial for them, or is it to their detriment? All of these things come into play. And when you intertwine that with the world of politics, you know what you have? life.
Yep.
Life. It's inescapable. And as a result, you end up talking about life. And that is what I'm in the business to do. Talk about life, using sports as a conduit to get exactly where I wanted to go all along, which was life.
I love a friend of mine who says there's essentially no such thing as being apolitical.
Right.
Because it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
So.
It's everywhere. You're going to take a position one way or the other. But
even if you don't take
where
one.
the politicians are disgusting is that no one agrees. There's no group of people that agree with everything.
No.
That is a lie.
Right.
You know how you know what that's? You know how there's living proof of that? Family. Put us all in the same room. All of us are family. There is no way in hell all of us are going to agree. There's seven of us in this room right now. And you cannot tell me on every single thing we're going to agree. Now, when you walk outside that door, we family. But inside these doors, okay, we got to go at it in terms of debating and discussing what we believe compared to the other person, right?
Right.
Well, why are they always acting like they agree on everything? Why is it always, well, you know what, we've got, we've got 219 Republicans in the House. Obviously I'm not speaking literally. But I'm saying you got 219 of them and 216 Democrats,
Right.
okay? And 219 voted for this and 216 voted for that. Come on, y'all. You trying to tell me that all of y'all agree lockstep? No. Your objective is to be the opposition, not to get shit done.
Yeah.
And that is the problem that I have. It's about getting it done and about walking across that aisle and making sure, for the most part, your conservative views, or for the most part, your liberal views, somehow, some way we can find equal footing, because then society doesn't have a license to act up but so much when our politicians and our legislative leaders are saying we know how to engage in decorum, compromise, and reach an accord on some things.
Right.
When they show that, then the rest of society follows. When they don't show that, the rest of society is saying, fuck you. Y'all ain't doing it. It ain't working. Why are you coming to us with it?
Right.
You ain't doing it.
Right.
And then we have mayhem.
So hanging with Peck, CC, Tiafo, and all of these sports legends has really made me get into PrizePicks, the official daily fantasy sponsor of Connect the Dots. PrizePicks is so simple, and to be honest, really means more than traditional sports for me. It's the esports I absolutely love. As y'all know, I'm a bit of a gamer. So the fact that I can make selections on Call of Duty is pretty awesome. It makes watching the matches so much better. And I'm really starting to get into the teams. I'm excited for us to have some WNBA legends, Caitlin, Sabrina. Hopefully you're listening so I can make my selection on those games and Peck can take me courtside. As a Michigan girl, I even got my friends into making selections on NBA games. But the Pistons, yeah. PrizePicks for me is about simplicity between the ability to use Apple Pay and easily deposit, or the promotions like Taco Tuesday. I have been having so much fun bouncing my selections off Peck. Hit the description for the official link to use code CTD for a first deposit match up to $100.
So we're going to send it over to our beloved segment, the Hip Hop GOAT Bracket. We do it tournament style.
Uh-oh.
And I love the uh-oh. Every time someone's like, oh, y'all gonna get me in trouble. But it's all love. You can pick whoever you want for each round based off of whatever basis, whether it's you just like their particular album, if you like them as business
just a
people.
general consensus
It's
of
however
however you
it
feel.
feels for you.
Yeah.
So this episode, we're doing Run DMC versus LL Cool J.
Those are my boys from Hollis, Run DMC.
Yeah, upper management.
Upper management does it again.
Does it again.
No. You know, I mean, Sucker MCs is Adidas walk this way the whole nine, but I gotta tell y'all, I gotta give it to LL.
Ooh, okay. LL.
Because LL longevity, withstanding the test of time, You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about from Rock the Bells to Paradise.
Paradise.
Look at how long this brother has been around.
Yeah.
I mean, Run DMC, major props, all love to you both. Jam Master Jay was my late brother's, one of my late brother's best friends.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, because we grew up, me and Jam Master Jay, we grew up right up the block from one another.
Wow.
In Hollis.
Jay was great, man.
Jay, yeah, he was, no doubt. But LL, Farmers Boulevard, just 5 minutes away, he was something special. He is something special still. LL could still come out with an album right now that'll be a hit.
Bro, LL
The brother's
is
that
grown
special.
backwards. He still looks 30, 25
Yeah, that's because
years
his ass
old.
is always in the gym. Yeah, that's what that is. I mean, and you see him, he ain't never got, I'll be like, man, it's 3 people, him, J-Lo, and A-Rod. What do they have in common? I've never seen a pimple on any of their faces. Not a pimple. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Not a dark spot, nothing. I'm like, damn.
I
You know,
see
but
LL eat
I love LL.
5 Big Macs. We took the bread off. He just ate the little meat on every
You know what I'm
side.
saying? Yo, bro, he's just, but he's something special, bro. I got to give it to LL. Man.
LL.
So
That's
next
Fat
up-
Joe's favorite rapper, by the way. God bless
it?
Joe, my brother.
Rakim versus Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Well, first of all, here's the problem. You can never. First of all, here's the problem.
Upper management.
You can never, ever, ever mention Rakim without Eric B.
Ooh,
So that's
okay.
number one.
All
So
right.
that's already a loss.
All right, we gotta
That's
fix
already
that.
a loss.
Rakim
All right.
and Eric B and
It's gotta
Rakim.
be, it's
Let's
got to be
go.
Eric B and Rakim. That's number one. Number two,
Thank you, Def.
Jay
Thank you for
Z.
that, Steve.
Jay Z would clearly. I mean, Rakim. Mad love. I mean, come on now. We know who Rakim is, all right? We know who Eric B and Rakim is and what they brought to the table. It's been a long time. So I got it. But still,
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, I mean, come on. This is one of the greatest ever. You know, so it's got to be Jay-Z and over Eric B and Rakim.
Okay.
We have DMX versus Notorious B.I.G.
Love DMX. If you telling me a show, that story that Jay-Z told LeBron and them on the shop when, you know, it was time for DMX to come out and he's like, and the crowd is going crazy and the whole bit. And, you know, all of a sudden, DMX comes out and, I mean, nobody could turn a party out like DMX, a concert, I should say. But in terms of being a lyricist, and just beautiful, beautiful records that you could dance to, and I mean, B.I.G., no doubt, Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. I mean, there's no way I can give DMX the edge over him, so I got to give it to the Notorious
Hey, listen,
B.I.G.
Biggie kept us big boys looking sexy for a long time. You know what I'm saying, Stephen A?
That's right. Black, ugly as ever. However, wear Gucci down to the socks.
To the socks, baby.
You know, I mean, Biggie was something special. And if he was alive today, oh my God.
Man.
Oh my God. I mean, I don't even want to think about it. But I also feel the same way about Tupac when it comes to that
Yeah,
statement.
that's true. Yeah, Tupac was one of the most prolific artists I think about generation.
No question.
Time.
No question.
We have Nas versus Eminem.
Now, this is not right.
Yeah, upper management.
I think Eminem is one of the greatest ever. I also think Nas is one of the greatest ever.
Okay.
And Nas's lyrics are off the chain, but it requires more street knowledge and more, and just more of a comprehension of the verbiage to really dissect what he says. Whereas with Eminem, you get it.
Right.
You just get it.
You get it.
He gives it to you simple and plain. I'm going to have to say, as much as I love Nas, and I do love Nas, I have to give the edge to Eminem.
Whoa. I didn't expect that.
Whoa, me
I had to give the edge to Eminem.
All right. So our semifinals.
Now, the best of Nas is better
than the best.
than the best of Eminem.
Right.
But Eminem's, there's more consistency to his greatness as opposed to Nas, is what I'm trying to say, which is why I have to give the edge.
Okay.
All right. We have a semifinal with LL Cool J versus Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Wait.
And I love LL to death, as I said, and I appreciate him so much. And I mean, you know, who would have been brave enough to come up with "I Need Love"? Who would have done that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially during the time period.
I mean, you just look at some of his stuff, and it's something spectacular. Hey Lover, one of my all-time favorites. But then all of a sudden Jay-Z come out with girls. I mean, everything else, and excuse me, miss, and the whole. I mean, this is Jay-Z we talking about here.
Right.
I love LL. It's closer than people think and want to give it credit for. But Hov is Hov.
Hov is Hov.
And I got to give that love to Jay-Z.
That's right.
All right. So we have Biggie versus Eminem.
Eminem is here. Biggie's gone. God rest his soul. Again, Eminem is sensational. But I can't give it to him over Biggie.
Right.
I can't give it to him over Biggie. I mean, with this Biggie we talking about here. Okay? And Biggie is spectacular. I'm fantasizing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, Biggie, I think he was killed in 1996, right? Was it
Give or
1996?
take,
Yeah.
Right? If Biggie were alive today, I think he could be Hov. I'm not sure, though, but I will tell you that his lyrics, along with his music, just the sound of it, just the beat you can get down to, the whole nine. I would say to you, I got to give it to Biggie over Eminem.
I worked with Big very early in his career when I was at Ariston. He was, I worked closely with Puff and Bad Boy. You're right. A lot of his mannerisms and business skills and the way he rapped, he would absolutely be right up there with Hov. And the great thing about them is that they would embrace each other.
Yes,
That
without
would never-
question.
you know what I'm
Without
saying?
question.
Yeah.
They would be, and see, to me, and this is why I love Hov so much, man, because I see so many people going after him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I see Hov, I'm not going to say like me, it's more me like him, because he's the man. I know my place. He wants to be number one.
Yeah.
But he wants you to get yours.
Wants to change my life.
You know what I'm saying? He wants you. He
1000%.
wants you to get yours.
Get yours.
Hov ain't one of them dudes
No.
that want to be up here by himself.
No.
And that's me as an analyst and a commentator. I work with Shannon. Shannon doing big things with Club Shay Shay and Nightcap, and Ryan Clark doing stuff with the Apple. With the Pivot,
Yeah.
the podcast, and Swagoo, Marcus Spears, and all these other cats on television doing their thing, man. Yo, man, I believe I'm the best. I believe I'm the best. Make no mistake about it. I ain't apologizing for that shit to nobody.
As you shouldn't.
But those brothers are great.
Yeah.
And if I want all of them to get paid.
That's right.
I want all of them to have success. I love it when you see us and we all laughing
the banter,
together
the
and
competition.
having a
Yeah,
good
that's right.
time
That's
and,
right.
and doing all of that other stuff and,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I remember when Pat McAfee and he came to ESPN and everybody was jello. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all?
Right.
What's wrong with you being upset? Why?
Yeah.
He's showing us the way.
Yeah.
They didn't hire him. They acquired his business. What he built, he scratched and clawed and built up by his bootstraps.
That's right.
Yo, that's what we trying to do.
That's right.
You don't hate. You emulate that.
You emulate
Yo,
that.
thank you very much. Showing me the way.
Yeah.
Showing us the way. But do I want to be better? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I want to be number one? Yes. But I want everybody to get this. And I think that Jay is like that. I don't know if everybody, I think Eminem's like that too.
Yeah, yeah.
I know LL's like that. But I don't think everybody
Is like that.
in music
Yes.
comes across as, it's like if somebody else is number one, then that means we ain't succeeding.
Right.
And that's not the case in something that's subjective.
Subjective, yeah.
In sports, yes.
Yeah.
Because there's only one champion.
Right.
There's only one.
That's right.
You're going to be crowned at the end. You either won or you lost.
Lost. That's right.
But everybody else, in every other industry, there's room. There's room for everybody.
And how can you be great if you're not in the room with other great people? How can you be above? How can you help people if you're not amongst the best?
Well, you got to recognize the best.
That's right.
You got to recognize this is something I'm shooting for.
That's right.
It's not like I'm alone. I mean, I cannot tell you how happy I am, man, for Shannon, for Ryan Clark, for McAfee, for all of these cats. Marcus Spears, everybody doing their thing. My man Mike Wilbon, even Greenie in the morning on Get Up, who's a wonderful, wonderful man. and the best anchor in sports.
He's the man.
He's the man.
Yeah,
You make no mistake about
No
it.
mistake.
I thought I was a host. That man's a host. That man's a host. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I learned? I watched about you two guys though. You guys are minister of information. You guys know what the fuck you're talking about.
Got to.
It's not opinion. You have that information. You do your research. Like I love that, and you can see very well prepared.
And somebody be, you know, people be like looking at you and they're like, well, you wrong about this. You're wrong. Whoa, 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 whoa. My opinion is my opinion.
That's right.
But the facts that I use to get to that opinion are facts.
Are facts.
You understand
I love
what I'm
that.
saying?
Right.
Those are just the facts that I choose to lead on. You know,
Yes.
when I'm comparing MJ rather, and LeBron or whatever. No. These are my facts. You choose to point out the 38,000+ points and the 21 years in the league and the 4 championships and the 4 league MVPs.
Right.
I choose to focus on the 6 titles. And undefeated in NBA Finals appearances, and a 10-time scoring champion, and a 9-time All-First Team defensive player. You know, that's what I choose to focus on. You got your facts, I got mine.
That's a
you know,
fact.
and that's all it is. But I just say that to say that again, if you competing against somebody in sports, there's a champion, and then there's everybody else.
Right.
That's not the same thing in other genres.
Other genres. That's true.
And I love the fact that Jay-Z just appears to be that kind of guy. I shouldn't say appear because I know him.
Yeah.
He ain't that kind of guy.
No.
He want to be number one, but he want you successful.
Listen, he helped me. I was very successful in music, and I made the transition into sports, and he was the reason why. He wants to help everybody. That man was like, listen, Peck, you know, apply your same skill set to the sport thing. We're going to work together, get it done.
Yeah,
I love
listen,
it.
it's with me, I ain't never worked under him like you have and all this other stuff. It's just conversations, it's advice. He's always had my back.
Always.
He's always looked out for me. He's always been willing to give me advice anytime I need it.
That's right.
And the same applies for OG Juan.
Yeah,
OG
of course.
Juan's a
That's
little
my
bit
brother.
more abrasive with his shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's you know, crazy. You know, you effed
Wait,
up.
so wait,
You know,
he just called you the other day. What did he say?
No, he always talks. He's teasing me about hurting my ankle and laughing at me or whatever. But I used to go, man, and let me tell you something. I used to do the show. It's called NBA Countdown now. We used to do NBA Shoot Around. And I'm very proud of this about myself because ain't nothing worse than an old pervert. You know what I'm saying? that you know you just want to be young so desperately or whatever. I'm telling y'all, when I was younger, I literally would do NBA shoot around is what it was called.
Yeah.
We'd finish the show every Friday night, and I would roll over to 40-40.
Right.
Walk through the crowd.
Yeah.
Dancing, girls, fine ass honeys all over the place. I walk right past them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Walk up the stairs.
That's right.
Through the VIP to the back.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out, eating chicken, drinking some Hennessy and
The
Coke,
wings.
and debating basketball.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been
I'm
there
like,
many
that's-
nights.
I didn't have. I mean, that's what you know. It's like that kind of brotherhood. And Juan is one of those cats that
I love him.
You know where his loyalty lies. Him and Des and her brilliant
Des.
self, brilliant.
Yes.
But you
No
know
holds barred.
you know who they are. You know they don't play.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You know they're about their business and they know their business.
That's right.
And when they love you, they love you.
They love you.
And it's like, you know, and I have that, and I'm very proud to have that.
Yeah, me too. Shout out to OG, Desiree, OG, Hove. We loved them, man.
Yeah.
For real. They don't get
And
no
Juan.
realer
It's
than that.
always Juan. That's how. Listen, I met Juan because of Hove.
So we're gonna do our final of Biggie versus Jay-Z, and we're gonna close it out.
Okay.
Let's go.
Who you picking?
I have to go with Jay-Z.
There you go.
There you go.
I personally think he's the greatest. You know, Biggie was something special. Make no mistake about it. Rapping about what he knows. Jay knows more. Jay's more seasoned. So
right.
he had more to say. Even though Biggie is spectacular. Nas is spectacular. Eminem is spectacular. LL, DMX, all of them spectacular. But there's only one Hove, bro.
It's only one.
There's only one Hove, and he has proven that through the test of time with everything he's done.
Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Without Joe Crack.
Oh, they did. Oh, my God.
Kenny, that's my co-host.
Stephen A., let me tell you something, boy. You can't get away from me, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Sit down.
This
Come
is
on,
it.
sit down.
Little energy drink and all that.
Nice.
Damn, man.
Give us 2
Right.
minutes.
Oh my God.
Stephen A. It's rolling.
No, that's-
Stephen A, let me tell you something.
Yeah, dog.
You taking that Ozempic serious, man.
I swear to you, I'm not. I swear to you, I'm not.
God damn, boy,
Nah,
yo.
man, I had to. Yo, bro.
He's a Majerno guy
That's
himself.
it. No. Let me. No Ozempic, brother. I swear to you.
You look great.
Changed
Yo,
my
Eastside
diet.
golfers.
Changed my diet between the paleo and the keto. Worked out. Do at least 30 minutes of cardio 6 days a week. Lifting 5. Ever since I got that COVID joint and I had double pneumonia, the minute they gave me the license to get back in the gym, I've been in the gym 6 days a week ever since. I lost
bless
38 pounds.
You look amazing, bro.
I'm on it.
We just at this time we playing defense in life. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Everything we doing is we trying to stay away from the bad health.
That's
and
right.
all that,
That's right.
man.
That's right.
What's going on? What y'all was
Man,
talking about?
Man, everything, man. Come on now, my man right there.
Rich player, Cowboys fan.
That's my condolences
No,
to
I break his
him.
balls
You know what I'm
every
saying?
week.
That's my condolences. That's right.
Now we get back.
Yeah.
We get back.
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Yep.
We get back.
Going to conference finals.
Randall. We get back.
Knicks going to
OG.
conference finals. Knicks going to
Yo,
conference
but
finals.
wait.
So you lift the band. You lift the band.
I lift the band.
He been
I
lifted the
lift the band. I was there. He
Yo,
saw me
bro,
at the
this is
game.
different.
I lift the
You
band.
know what's up, right?
I lift the band.
Yo, back. You know what time it is
That's
with
right.
the Knicks, right?
That's right.
It's been 20 years since we felt like this.
There you go.
Bro, let me tell you something. How you doing, sister?
Hi.
How are you?
Right.
Listen, let me tell you
I don't
something.
think we have to introduce.
It's
We don't have to introduce Fat Joe. Everybody know who Fat Joe is.
I feel confident
man.
in my Knicks. So we had seasons where we looked a little bit all right,
Right.
and we keep losing 20-point leads at the last minute.
Right.
This time is different.
Well-
And I actually like that they're getting to play together so that when the big boys come back,
Right.
they're already on fire. Know
See,
what
he
it
like
is.
that. I'm going to say this and then I got to go. I like this for a different reason. I like it for a different reason. Tom Thibodeau doesn't know how to de-escalate a situation and relax during a regular season. So if Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, and those boys was healthy, he would have been pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah, you don't
and then
know.
their legs
I get
would have
scared
been
how he
going.
plays them to the
Exactly.
last
It plays
minute,
into the
right?
last minute, the whole bit. The fact that they hurt is helpful because they rest in their legs. And that means once the playoffs roll around,
Brand new.
they brand new.
And you don't want to see it.
Woo!
They brand new.
You know, my thing is, letting them gel, letting them play. We thinking. What's my man Pachunga? He's from the Bronx too. This kid, Pachua.
He could
But
play.
We
He's not
thinking
scared.
maybe Mitchell Robinson could be on the trade
No.
block.
No. First of all.
Yo,
Time
that
out.
boy
Let's stop
ballin'.
this. Let's stop
That
this.
boy
Let's stop
ballin'.
this. We don't need to contemplate that right now because the trading deadline has expired. What you
over.
got is what you got. So this is what it is. This is going to be the New York Knicks crew, and Burks is a backup point guard,
like
by the
Burks.
way,
I
who
love
used
Burks.
to play under Thibodeau.
No,
with
I
New
love
York,
Burks.
right? So Thibodeau's gonna play him. That's beautiful because that means Brunson's gonna be spared. And then this kid Bogdanovich is a sniper.
He's the truth.
He's a sniper. You see what I'm saying? Hey, we going to conference finals. We going to conference finals. Let me give my man a hug.
Mastamajic, Bogdanovich, any one of them could shoot the three.